Greetings, fellow slingers. Welcome back to the show. It is I, your trusted GM Brian, bringing you another episode of our Dragons Demand run through. I always say it, we're in the home stretch. This time, we are in the home stretch. You know, as I start leading us into this, I actually want to apologize for some snafus I may have had during this episode, and you'll probably catch them as you go along, because I decided I'm just going to release it raw. That sounds weird, but yeah, anyways. I didn't want to do any heavy editing because it looks all janky. You see one guy's all talk, and then you see him over here on the side and over there on the side, and I didn't want to do that. So please bear with me. I was trying to find some of my notes while we were playing, and unfortunately, it took a few seconds for me to come up with something that worked. And while it might seem seamless, it was far from it. Just like my explanation was far from it. Anyways, let's remember where you can find the show. Stitcher, Spotify, iHeart Radio, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. Check us out there. Leave us that 5-star rating and review on whatever app you listen to us on. Don't forget, tell a friend about the show. Always word of mouth really helps. If there's any way you guys want to head on over to YouTube, we're over there at Roll Hard 20. I know, I like to get us out there. I like to get our name out there. I know that a lot of people enjoy the show, and I don't know how much word of mouth travels around, but it always seems like bad news travels faster and further than good news, because I don't know, maybe a lot of people just like to hear that stuff, but haven't heard any bad news, thank goodness. But I want to hear good news, so please write in at rollhard20podcast@gmail.com. I would love to hear from you guys, and believe me, I answer every email that any one of our listeners listen to. You know who I'm talking about: Eric Kent, Gary Kilgore. Love you guys. You guys are amazing. Thank you for all the awesome gifts you guys have sent the show in the past. And I'm thinking of you guys as well as everybody else out there. So without wasting any more time, let's warm up our dice and top off our glasses. Roll the Hard 20 Podcast presents episode 57. 57 of this thing. Ready, set, auction. Enjoy. I'm a big Marty Robbins fan.
Padre?
Yeah, it's called Padre. Marty Robbins, man.
I don't know. I'm listening to it right now.
Oh, okay. Because that's way more important than doing what we're doing.
Wow.
Got
Look
that
at
on
this
vinyl.
guy.
Phyllis. Hello.
Hi.
Oh.
Are you still listening to Padre, or are you not listening to that anymore?
I'm good. I just want to listen if I recognized it. That's all. I didn't recognize it.
It was part of his greatest hits or whatever. There was a time that I used to listen to that shit all the time. I liked it.
Greatest hits or greatest hit?
Hits.
Singular.
No, he has multiple hits. It's fucking Marty Robbins, for fuck's sake.
I've never heard of him.
Robbins or Robbins? I don't know. Yeah, you have. He's, down in the West Texas town of El Paso.
I may have heard that one.
With a Mexican girl, or the more politically correct, I fell in love with Latino.
Somehow, I don't think this show is always politically correct.
Hey, Gunfighter Ballads by Marty Robbins. That's what's up.
Yep.
Is that the name of the song?
He knows him.
I don't know. Google knows him.
Yeah,
well, he's awesome, man. He's
Johnny Cash and Marty Robbins together at last.
They're both dead, or what do you mean?
No, they have a CD available on Amazon.com. Just like our shirt.
Since how they both left this mortal coil, now they're doing doing duets at Forest Lawn, most likely.
Somewhere they're both being played by Joaquin Phoenix.
So how's everybody doing as we roll into another one of our Dragons Demand run-throughs?
Oh,
Actually,
lovely.
Forgot because I've been editing out Delta Green all day, so I gotta.
You lost track
here.
of where we were.
Yeah, I got a gear shift now. So
We rich.
Yeah, you are. Let me go ahead and read us in here, and then we'll start our process. Greetings, fellow slingers. Welcome back to Roll the Hard 20 Podcast. It is your trusted Game Master, Brian, and with me, the Hard Slingers. Yeah, Marty Robbins. As we bring you episode 57 of our Dragons Demand run-through. I know I keep saying it, but we are in the home stretch. Believe me when I tell you that, because it's going to be a thing.
It's going to happen.
We think the march to 100?
No, there's not going to be no Hundy march here. Hopefully not. But anyway, so you guys found Hunclay's hidden cave, and after a fierce battle with a gorel, as I had mentioned before, you managed to procure 4 of his chests, bring them back to the smithy Bacchus, and along the way you also met an individual named Clausier. He was on his way to the auction, which would be taking place on the following morrow. He was representing an individual whom he did not say, but he said that his master was looking forward to procuring certain items. After policing up all of your golds and whatnot, you guys went ahead and crashed at the Wise Piper Inn, same place that you instructed Clausier to stay. You guys have now woke up fully refreshed, come outside for a new morn on the day of the auction.
And it's happening at noon?
I don't remember what I said, because it had been so many weeks ago in real time, but I would probably say closer to around 11 o'clock in the morning, somewhere in that time frame.
Okay. I will just start by getting up and going down to the common room after I clean myself up and having some food.
Okay. What's everybody else want to do at this time?
I figured Papa Hammerbane's gotten up at like 4 o'clock in the morning, got us all up. He's kind of wandering around, pacing our
Looking
room.
for everybody's tithes. What you owe him as a representative. That's not for me, of course, because I don't believe in material objects, but the kitty's a little
of your
dry.
appreciation is always appreciated here.
Are you all ready for some garage sale prices today?
That's right.
How come Father Hammerbane got to have a nice car? That's all I'm saying.
He's got one of those like Don King
Got a lot.
wigs.
Oh, yeah.
How much for this? 2 copper.
So,
I think
Warren, as you're down in the common room, you see other people are mingling. They're starting to get their food on and whatnot. Go ahead and make a perception check while you're down there.
Okay, 1 perception check, because this can't possibly go wrong. Oh, hey, 19.
19. You look around, you see a lot of people that are basically milling around. You see a lot of people that you become familiar with, including the proprietor, Talia, I think. Wasn't that her name?
Yes.
Yes, Talia. And Talia Oram. And you see Bacchus, he's eating. You see a couple other people that you come across. Even Greyhands is in there getting his brunch on. But you don't see Clausier anywhere. And this was the individual that was staying at the Wise Piper Inn.
I will flag Talia down when she has a moment between serving people and just say, "Oh, Miss Talia, we had noticed an interesting individual and we had directed him here. I don't see him here though. Did you not have a gentleman by the name of Clausier get a room?"
Yes, Mr. Clausier was here earlier. He checked in last night, and he left probably about 45 minutes, maybe an hour ago. Said he had some business to attend to. He grabbed a quick snack for the road and basically took off.
Well, good for him. I'll wait until
That's what I said. Good for him.
I think maybe as you guys are kind of waiting downstairs, looking at all these people, and you're kind of thinking where the hell's Dempsey? The front door opens and he walks in just drenched from being out running, and he wipes his face, goes over, orders a pitcher of water, and kind of saddles up. He's like, "All right, what are we doing?"
Well, first off, we're looking decent. And as I say that, I just gesture to you and just go head to toe with prestidigitation. And basically the sweat in your clothes doesn't necessarily get completely clean, but any dirt and schmutz and all of that just gets wiped off of you.
See all the barn muck just comes off from doing like his Patrick Swayze workout in the barn across town.
All the fucking ball crud and shit like
Lifting
that.
hay and like running up ropes.
Ball sludge.
Yeah.
Look,
Did we all come? Did we all
Okay.
come downstairs yet? Because I don't think Valadier and I have said that we've come downstairs.
No, from my understanding, just Warren and then Dempsey had gone down. You guys had remained up in the room, unless you guys want to say you tagged along.
We're downstairs just
Valadier,
arm wrestling.
Yeah.
Valadier, are you ready for today's activities? I understand that we're gonna be headed to the auction today.
Yes, and you might want to put good auction pants on. We doing lots of running today.
Why do we have to go to the auction? And I'm really more interested in, why my friend Flint died. But if you guys think this is the most important thing for us to do, I guess that's what we'll do. But kind of opposed to it. Whatever.
The Baroness asked if we help do security while auction goes on.
Why would you need security at an auction?
Very interested buyers in Hunclay's Manor. She just wants peaceful exchange.
And all of us are here to provide security?
We're part of backup security.
Oh, backup. We're like the AA team. We're not even major leagues.
We're like if shit hit fan.
Like J-Lo's backup dancers, man.
We're a C team.
Well, since we're security for this, we probably want to get down with the others and kind of take a look at the auction area, make sure that nothing is out of place. Do our jobs and all security stuff.
I think I could smell Dempsey from here. Let's go downstairs and see if he's here.
Lead the way, music man.
So you eventually find Dempsey and Warren. They're down in the common room of the Wise Piper Inn, getting their grub on.
Warren probably finished his breakfast at this point and says, welcome, guys. Look, I did want to get to the auction well before it starts to see some of the items and check in with the Baroness. I do also want to just stop and speak with Bacchus really quickly.
Yeah, and then right now it's probably about 9:30 in the morning.
Okay.
So that kind of gives you an idea. You got about an hour and a half to get whatever you're going to get done before the auction starts.
Okay.
So let me know where you guys want to what
you
you guys want to do.
Is Bacchus there?
No, he's actually started leaving.
Like
You see
giving
him,
up.
wiping off his throws a couple silver down on the table. See you tonight, Talia.
So he kinda
give
like-
me some extra coin.
Dempsey elbows Warren, and he's just like, I think he's leaving. Let's go grab him.
Yeah. As he leaves, I'll step up and kind of run after him, and then like come up beside him as he's walking across to the blacksmith, or at least I'm assuming that's where he's walking.
Whoa, Daddy. Don't be sneaking up on me like that. What's the deal?
Oh, please. We both know you're a little too competent for that.
I know.
Actually, I wanted to ask if you had spoken with Zenmei about that vial I had given you.
Since last night, no, I haven't.
Okay. I don't suppose you'll have a chance in the next hour or so to do so?
What is it you want me to ask him? Because I think the GM forgot.
I'm curious who around here, aside from possibly Zenmei, would
That's
make...
right. Okay, yeah, okay, I remember now. Okay. I think he's going to be at the auction today. If I bump into him there or before, I'll hit him up. Consider it on the house.
I would hope so, considering the fact that you have made enough money to retire about 4 times over.
Well, choose door number 3 and things work out for you, eh?
As it is. Very well.
Anyways, I still got a Smith.
I assume you will be at the auction at least to see the spectacle.
If anything, just for that, because honestly, all that shit that was in that old man's castle doesn't interest me. I mean, books and trinkets and doodads and shit. Let me ask you something. You were part of the group that went in there. Were there any weapons that might interest me?
Weapons specifically, he had an interesting workshop. I believe there may be a few things that would catch your eye, but I will say probably only a few.
Well, I'll give it a few minutes and see if it's worth my time. If not, like I said, I got a business to run.
Of course.
I'm looking to retire this year.
I will tell you what, Bacchus. The Baroness has invited us, me specifically, to be, shall we say, an extra set of eyes and security for this. I will see if I can scope what is actually put out, and if there is something of a more smithing nature, I will make sure you are aware that there is.
I appreciate it. Yeah, just give me a call, eh?
Of course.
All right. Take care, man. And he just, as he's talking, he's walking, like actually trying to get away from you to get back to his smith.
Oh, yeah.
As he's doing stuff. So he basically leaves you standing at the corner of Devi Road and Canticleer Road.
Mm-hmm.
And you know that the auction will be taking place at the Belhaim Commons, which is number 14 of Devi Road. That's the address. So,
indeed. They go and find that map.
what are the rest of the boys doing? Heroes, what are you doing?
I really want to get down to the auction site. If we're security, we need to scope this place out. Who knows what kind of nefarious people might be here and trying to derail a legitimate auction. Not that I care much about, material possessions, but we are security.
MC's like, I'm standing right here. Come on.
He wants to get spot and shade. You know how he is in the sun.
It's a good idea.
Too many pepper spots on forehead. Needs shade.
Babushka got good cream for that.
Shall we move along? We have some work to do, boys.
Of course.
So you guys make your way up to 14 Belhaim Street, and you see that there's all kinds of hustle and bustle out in front, but all the crates that were originally lined up to be paraded in the day before, they've been cleared out. There's no more of that going on. It's more of people milling about. You see, by the way, it was noon that it was supposed to take place, but it looks like they moved it up to 11 o'clock. You just see plenty of townsfolk milling about. Everyone wants to get inside Belhaim Commons. Mm-hmm. But you see Sheriff Ben Hovey and his other deputies, they're basically keeping people at bay. And, you can hear them saying to everybody that's trying to get through, sorry, man, it's invitation only. You know the rules. If you don't have an invitation that's specifically by Master Chosk, nobody gets in. And you see some people are turned away, some people are a little downtrodden, some people just tend to loiter at the door as if they could try to get a glimpse in. Now, I sent you guys a map of what the Belhaim Commons looks like. Mm-hmm. And so you can see that the entrance to this particular area is only 10 feet wide. The actual amphitheater itself is probably about 100 feet wide by maybe 80 feet deep. It's got 3 rows of seating, and they kind of curve around a large stage that's at the eastern side of it, because you enter in through the western side. So you see these 3 rows of seats that curve around the stage, and the stage kind of juts out at about 40 feet at its greatest point. You see that there are 2 doors on either side of the main podium, as well as some more steps that look like they go down beneath the auditorium itself. And you already start to see people that are starting to sit down. It's not really that it's a first come, first serve, but you do get the idea that these people want to get as close to the stage as possible. Ironically, though, even though despite the large number of invitations that the Baroness had said of people that were going to show up, you really only see a handful of prospective buyers. Most likely, they're dressed in semi-regal clothes and whatnot, but you see that the Baroness, she's already there. She's in one of the second rows back from the center stage, sitting right next to her on either side. One is her son Arnold, and the other one is Heinrich, sitting next to her as well. You also see other people of interest. You see that there's a trio of white-clad Callistocrats from some area of region. You see two black-robed individuals of indeterminate gender. They seem to be off to the southern side of the chairs. Everyone's trying to keep space away from each other. Like nobody wants to sit too close to where they are. You see a half snarling,
freaking urinals in the men's room.
Yeah, exactly. Nobody wants to be right next to each other and say, "Hey, are you John Wayne?" You see a snarling half orc representing some Tengonglas of Casimir, probably most likely the Duchess of that place, because you could tell by the emblem that he's wearing on his sash. And then you see a man all by himself, dressed all in black attire with a cowl over his head. And he's more so in the third row, closest to the northern side, by himself. A few minutes later, you see Bacchus walk past you guys, and he goes and he finds a place to sit down. A few minutes later, Zenmei comes in, and you see Bacchus kind of wave him over, and they start sitting down beside each other talking. And then after a while, you just start seeing the auditorium itself just fill up with other people, less interesting than the ones that I had just described.
Mm-hmm.
But then, probably one of the last people to walk through the doors, you see the individual wearing the red hat with the blue feather in the all dark leather attire. And as he walks in, he really doesn't pay attention to you or the Baroness or the man all in black or anybody else, but he actually makes his way up towards the stage. And after a few minutes, you see Chosk, who you remember being the money exchanger. He comes out onto the stage, and you can see that he must be the guy that's honchoing this auction. And he's going through some papers, and he's looking over some of his notes, he's got a quill pen, and he looks up and he sees Clausier standing in front of him. And they start having an exchange, like almost like whispered discussion back and forth, but it's louder than just a docile whisper. And it seems to be getting more heated as things go on.
Okay. So first off, I assume that we're let in without any issue.
Yeah, you've already been
approved.
The sheriff has already been told that you individuals would be entering the auction and the reason why you're there.
Okay. So unless anyone else has any specific input, I would probably just briefly greet the Baroness in a way of like acquaintances. Obviously, she knows why we're there, and we know why we're here, and stuff like that. But just kind of just a gentle like nod of greeting, and then probably going to stand, I imagine, off to the side of the stage a little ways. Are we close enough to hear any of the exchange between Clausier and?
It depends on where you want to position yourself. Like if you look at the picture itself, if you look at damn it. Ooh, hello. Let me pull up the photo again. If you look at the auditorium, imagine that Clausier and Chosk are standing right at the front. Like Chosk is looking down at him, and Clausier is looking up, but they're right at the center of the front of the stage. So where is it that you would like to be?
Well, first, before taking up position, I would actually check in with everyone else. Dempsey, did you have something you wanted to
So I was going to say that in doing security, I think that Dempsey, the biggest thing is making sure who's getting in and out. So he would probably join up with the sheriff and kind of like lend a hand with that, just like muscle bouncer at the door of the club, kind of, give him. So if I picture Dempsey's like up near the door, kind of
Okay.
helping checking IDs and badges, handing out wristbands.
And you see that as the crowd has stayed put, and the sheriff has no longer let anybody else through. He looks at you and says, "Okay, my orders were to make sure that everybody that had the invitation was allowed in first. I've checked off all the names, and everybody's here that's supposed to be here. Now we're allowed to open the auction to the public.
Okay.
So our job now is to make sure that nobody goes in with any weapons, make sure that nobody has, you just kind of profile them, if you would. Make sure that they're not...
Racial profiling.
Oh my.
This isn't 24.
Dempsey's got like an old lady up against the wall, like, all right, Grandma, I see that rolling pin. He just, exactly like that, just looking people up and down, making sure nobody's bringing in any like great swords or...
Yeah, and that's exactly what you guys are doing, is you're funneling people in one or two at a time, giving them the stink eye, making sure that nobody's coming through with any weapons. And there's already starting to become a table that's getting filled up with people's weapons and stuff, short swords, rapiers, daggers, anything else. From what you can gather, you're probably the only four that have been allowed in that you know of with weapons.
You see that one
aside
guy
from, I would assume, the constable.
Yes, he's the sheriff that originally kind of set a lot of this in motion. He took the human trafficker up to Taldor to be turned in to the authorities up there, which is where he was originally from. And during that time, the Baroness had requisitioned everybody to go into the collapsed witch tower to find out what caused it to collapse, because at that point the sheriff had already left, so he couldn't send his boys in.
Okay.
So, Father Hammerbane, what are you doing? What are you and Valadier doing? Are you guys... Talk to me.
Valadier, you shall we move a little bit closer to the auction? Where it's. I think if we stand in the aisle, as like halfway between the podium and the back door, just show our presence here, so that any of these miscreants get out of hand, we can deal with them and eject them, properly and quickly.
Eject them.
I concur. I agree with your century plan. Let's thank God in the middle.
So I'm gonna be those three rows. Hitomi is gonna be halfway between the top of the stairs and the bottom of the stairs, basically in between the third and fourth row.
Okay, actually there are 4 rows. Sorry, I thought there was 3. That's what I get for not having my glasses ready. But yeah, there are 4 rows, but everybody's still where I said they were. The Baroness is center, but in the second row with her son and Heinrich. You see the other people that are kind of, that were originally seated where I already described it. But then you start seeing the other seats begin to fill up with the common folks. Warren, as you watch the rest of your party do what they're doing, you see that Chosk hands down a couple pieces of paper to Clausier, who kind of thumbs through them, and then you see the Whispery come back alive again, and he hands it back, and he's pointing and gesturing. Go ahead and make a perception check.
Okay. That is a 14.
14. From what you could hear, where are you standing? You're standing to the north side of the auditorium?
Yeah, I would have made my way. Sorry, north is up on the map.
North is to the left of the map. It's,
Okay. So yeah, I would have made my way up to the north, probably right next to the stage, but kind of where that first row winds up ending. So like a square away from the end of the first row at the north end of the stage.
Okay. And everybody's talking and milling about. Just you hear the cacophony of white noise of people talking, but you're able to barely make out what Clausier and Chosk are talking about. And you can hear him say, "It is clear that the Baroness has not put out all of Honclay's estate for auction. Where is the rest of this stuff on the manifest? It is not here." And you could hear Chosk. He's trying to remain composed. "I understand, and I promise you'll meet with the Baroness after the auction. So please take a seat, Mr. Clausier. There's nothing I can do about it. But I am telling you that there's 20 lots here, and what I'm looking at, though, it is minus several things that are supposed to be on here. Why are they not on here?"
I will step up at that point and look at Chosk and Clausier and say, "Excuse me, is there a problem here? We are supposed to be starting the auction shortly."
Who are you? Which one are you talking to, Chosk or to
I'm
Clausier?
talking to both. I'm addressing both.
You see Chosk just kind of fold his arms, and Clausier looks at you and says, "You know what? I do appreciate the company that you gave me yesterday, but this does not concern you."
Actually, it does, as I am here for security by the Baroness's invitation.
Well,
And if
unless
you
the
are-
Baroness, she is keeping certain things out of Honclay's auction. Now,
And
I understand that
how
there
do
are
you-
several
how do
things
you
that
have this information?
my master is very well versed in what Honclay had as an individual. And we know
Okay.
that all proceeds go to his sister, Sasha. But I don't understand why certain things are not on the list to be bid on.
That is between the Baroness and Sasha. It is possible that Sasha has claimed a few things for herself.
Is Sasha here? No.
No,
The Baroness,
Sasha...
she is the one that is put on the auction for Sasha.
Agreed.
I do not
At
understand.
Sasha's direction.
This is unacceptable. And as he's going on, you see an elderly man slowly come up behind him and say, "What is the problem here? The Baroness has asked me
Step aside.
to come up here and find out exactly what the problem is." And you could tell Heinrich is being this old man, but he's got this energy about him that is trying to make this man stand down.
He's very spry.
You gotta watch out for this guy.
Possibly.
Very tricky.
Well, I don't mean to break this up, but the Baroness has asked me to have all of you take a seat, and as for you, Mr. Belheim, you are supposed to keep order, not keep this disorder going. Please, control
Please
yourself
allow
and
me-
control this man. This is
I was
unacceptable.
attempting-
I will not be treated like this. I will go back to my master and I will tell him what you are all going to do here. And you see Clausier
please
turn
do.
on his heel and just storm out of the auction.
I make a kind of an
Construct.
as you were gesture to Heinrich and Thrash, and I'll go back to where I was standing.
I'm going to my trailer.
I feel like this is the guy that goes into the grocery store and is like, "You're out of all the sale items. It's supposed to be 3 for $10 Coca-Cola."
Well, if we're done with the drama, let's get on with the auction. And everyone kind of laughs and cheers and claps and stuff like that. First thing I'd like to do is I'd like to give special thanks to Otho Burr for allowing us to use the Belheim Commons. Let's give him a big hand. Everybody claps and yeah, right on, Otho. You see this robust, balding guy stand up, wave his hands. Thinks he's something special. Obviously, he's probably getting perked on this anyways. So, first thing we'll be doing is we'll be going over the lot to make sure what everybody's going to be bidding on. And as soon as The GM finds the lot. Because I just had it here. God damn it. So the first lot that gets brought out is all the silverware and cold plates that were originally part of Hunclay's dining facility. And he starts saying, we'll start this lot at 500 gold pieces. And so you see some people start actually bidding on it. Ooh, I found it. Start bidding on it. And eventually you see those individuals that were of indeterminate gender win the lot. The second lot that gets brought out is the parlor lot, which includes all the stuff like the couches and the rugs and
Birds.
whatnot.
Birdcage.
The birdcage is not part of that lot, but you see that there's some of the regular townsfolk start to bid on it. They start to bid at 50 gold pieces, and he's all 50 gold pieces going once, going twice, sold to number 4 over there, and so they're all happy, and he says, now everybody hold on to the money till the end of the auction. At that point, we'll be taking everybody's gold. You'll take the receipt, and then we'll have the items delivered to your personal home. Next lot, the library lot. We will start the bidding off at 2,400 gold pieces. Do I have any bids?
What, refresh my memory, Brian, what is in the library lot here?
What is in the library lot would consist of the books that you found upstairs on the second floor in his main library that were in the bookshelves. Remember how there were multiple bookshelves? I really wish I could find my stupid notes on this thing. I got to go off the AP. So I apologize to my listeners out there that are hearing me shuffle the papers around. The papers. So he starts the bid off at 2,400 gold pieces.
Does this include the books that were locked?
No, it does not.
Okay, I will go ahead and skip that.
You see a hand in the back raise up, and it's the hand that belongs to the individual that's all in black with the cloaked hood. He says,
And does he have any sort of insignia on him?
He does not. He's completely devoid of anything other than a silver rapier on his side.
Okay, and that doesn't strike me as belonging to any particular noble family, house, region.
You can make a history check. You can make an arcana check if you want. Tell me what you want to do and how you want to use that check.
I would do history, which comes out to that is a natural 20 for a total of 24.
The hard 20.
20.
As you look through it, you notice that it does look very ornate, even though you're closer to the stand itself.
Mm-hmm.
But honestly, it doesn't strike you as being from any particular house or any particular sect. It's just odd that it looks so beautiful, honestly. It shines in his eyes.
Does it look sorry, my last question, and I'll let us move on. Does it look like it's of a particular make? Does it look like it is elven make? Does it look like it may have been done by a particularly well-known swordsmith? Anything like that?
From your distance, you cannot tell. You would probably have to get much closer to him to make that determination.
Sounds good.
And as nobody else bids against him, he says, 2,400 gold pieces gone to the individual in the back. And you just see the head nod once. Next up is the stuffed grizzly bear from Hunclay's personal bedroom. And you see that Grey Hands actually bids on it, much to nobody's surprise that nobody tries to bid against him. And it ends up going for 300 gold pieces. And he takes it with pride, and he actually gets up and he leaves. Just that's the only thing that he wanted. Next lot, assorted potions and elixirs. We'll start the bid off at 3,300 gold pieces. And he looks around, waiting for anybody to step up and bid. Going once.
I will bid.
Oh, very well. Going 33. Going once. Going twice. Sold to the young adventurer. And he motions for one of his accompanying helpers to bring you over a token with a number
My
on it.
mage hand reaches out and meets his
Takes
helper
it.
halfway.
Next one, we have ourselves an assortment of scrolls. We'll start the bid off at 1,200 gold pieces. Anybody? And you see a little halfling woman raise up her hand.
And this is what lot?
This is for assorted scrolls. Anybody? Going once, going twice, sold to Bassi. Way to go, girl. So they do their exchange. The next lot, it starts going down the line of like all the mundane shit, like the observatory lot, the bedroom lot, and some people are bidding on things, some people are not bidding on things.
Buy the robot, Warren.
The robot actually does come up, and you see it kind of wheel out. You know, we have here an incomplete, busted up construct that was left in Hunclay's Manor.
I will
2,200 gold pieces.
I will try to catch Bacchus's eye and just kind
And
of
you already see that his hand is up.
Okay.
He's in the back with the thumbs
Yep.
up, like.
Yep.
Dempsey, you want to go half on robot?
2,200 going once. You see another hand go up. And ironically, it's the man all in black.
Oh, shit.
2,500. Do I hear 3,000? Going once. For 2,500, going twice, and Bacchus raises his hand. 3,000 gold pieces. Going once. Going twice. Sold to the smithy. And you just see the man in black look over towards him and kind of nod. And then starts going over other books, and you see a lot of rare books from Hunclay's private library. We'll start the bid off at 11,000 gold pieces. Do I have any bidders?
Hot under the collar on that one.
yeah, a little bit.
You see the man in black raise his hand.
I love how when like in a real auction, when nobody's bidding, they have to like make it sound better. Like, now you should know these are leather-bound tomes that were originally
11,000 gold pieces. Going once. Going twice. Sold to the man in black. He nods. They do their exchange. Second to the last lot, the Summoning Journal of Hunclay. We'll start the bid off at 7,000 gold pieces.
you blew your
7,000
load too early,
folks.
Warren.
Yeah. It's okay. I figure the potions be the most useful to the rest of the group.
No ticky
Going
backsies.
once. Going twice. Not sold. Well, folks, we are down to one final. And all of a sudden, you hear a shift in the air. He kind of looks around. As I was saying, the final lot will be for Hunclay's Manor. The lot begins at 2,500 gold. Yay! Yay! And it suddenly becomes so disruptive that everybody stops and looks up, not just Chosk, as you see these winged entities begin to descend in the open sky down into the auditorium with these glass-like looking swords in their hands. And let's roll initiative
Ooh, baby.
right now.
Going once, going twice.
The hard 20. First
Ah,
roll out of the gate, babies. So we're going to go fast with this. As soon as I can find it. Valadier.
Valadier with a strong 6.
Strong 6. Tommy.
12.
Dempsey.
With my ambush dice that I use, that's a 19, Brian.
Ooh, Warren.
That is a 15.
15. 15. Valadier, you're the one that's
Lagging.
Dempsey. Warren is above. Tommy. Sorry, Valadier, you're the one that's in the back, aren't you?
Yep.
Did you suck? You see these creatures begin to descend, and they look like something out of a nightmare. They're just all pale gray with these elongated faces and these leatherish looking wings and these gnarled 3-fingered hands. One of them carrying a type of a glass looking blade, and they descend on the crowd, and there are 4 of them. I got 4 targets, including the crowd. One is for the crowd. The others are for you guys along the initiative. And number 6 will be for Chosk. Chosk. The first one descends down on Chosk with a 12 to hit, which will hit.
Chosk, gotta invest in some armor,
Yes,
dude.
Oh, well, he's not going to be able to invest in much of shit, actually. He takes 4 points of damage, and you see him grab his head as he takes this type of mental damage as well, and you see him collapse to the floor. The third one goes after... Well, he's not going to go after him again because he's already down on the floor. After Father Hammerbane. 13 to hit.
Fail.
Fail. The other one will go after Dempsey. 21 to hit.
That is a hit.
That is a hit for 7 points of damage from the sword. And you're going to take 2 points of psychic damage. Ooh. By the way, I want you to know these guys have a crit level too. The last one goes for you, Father, again. That's an 18 on the die. That's going to hit for 5 points of damage and 4 points of psychic damage as well. Dempsey, you see this shit going crazy right out of the gate. They didn't even finish the auction. What are you going to do?
All right, so this guy comes down, and you said he hits with a ranged attack, or like is he?
No, he
up
came
at
down with
Dempsey?
a sword. Like he
So
was
he-
holding this particular type of a weapon. It looks like it's a foggy type of a glass sword.
I think that Dempsey's gonna rage, and then I'd like to grapple. I just want to run up and grab this guy and try to rip him out of the air.
Yeah, and they're only like 3 feet above the air. They're not like high up because they've got to be close enough to lay the smack down. So go ahead and do what you got to do.
All right, so this is what do I do? I do an attack roll. Ryan, what do I do?
Yep.
You know.
Yep.
Oh, for a grapple, grapple, you make an athletics checks. It is resisted by either their choice of athletics or acrobatics.
Okay, so athletics check. Come on, baby. Ooh, that's a 17 on the die. 22.
Okay, as opposed to me, which is an 18 on the die for +4, so that's 22 as well.
So 22 just cancels.
Nope, we're gonna do it again.
Ty, okay.
Oh.
Well, Ty usually goes to defender, but
Okay.
your call, Brian.
No, I want to get through this. Go for it. Let's roll it again.
Let's do it. Ooh, natural
The
one.
hard 20.
Fuck me and me.
So he manages to shrug you off.
Okay.
You want to do anything else? Or is that
Can I
all-
just do a bonus action? You know, he goes up and he puts his arm around the guy and he moves him. So he's just going to come in with the elbow to the face.
Yeah, give him that pop. Take away your superiority die.
That's going to be a 13. I will use a precision die. Fuck. So 16 to attack.
That's going to hit.
All right, these guys are wily. I don't like them at all. So that's going to be this. So 9 damage.
9 points of damage.
Yeah, just elbow to the face. That's all I got.
Kind of takes it. Warren, what would you like to do?
First off, I'd like to see if I can identify what the fuck these things are.
Okay.
I will make an Arcana check.
That's fine. Or a nature check, either one of them.
Okay. 18.
18. They're creatures that you probably heard of from some kind of a dark nightmare. People in passing, they're called a grioth. They're usually summoned by superior beings to be like foot soldiers for them.
Okay. Are these creatures that have anything to do with and I am the Dark Tapestry?
They do.
Okay. I am going to spend my action to do the thing that I should have done upon walking into this shit show, which is cast Mage Armor on myself.
All right.
Um,
In fact, I'm going to show you a picture of what these guys look like.
Ooh.
oh, delightful.
And there are 4 of them.
A gargoyle with a sword and some big ass wings.
Good
And
day.
then I will shout at the as like bonus action or free action or whatever. I will shout at the one at Thrash to get off him and pick on someone his own size.
Off of who?
Thrash, the
Chosk?
Oh, Chosk. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Chosk is like done. But there's
I
one.
mean-
That's the one that's on him. There, you've got 1 on him, 2 on Father Hammerbane, and 1 on Dempsey.
Yeah.
It just looks at you and just like,
Yeah. Okay.
unless
Moving
it
on.
takes more than 1 finger to make you come in. And he's all, come here.
Ooh.
Gives you the whole fist. Touch your move.
Father Hammerfin.
I hit him
I was
with my
gonna say,
strong
do you
hand.
do you really want to back them like that? You've already got a party over there.
Come to me.
Little pimp.
Put a little baby powder on that thing.
So that is my turn.
Okay. Father. You got 2 on you.
What's the range?
They're all within 5 feet of you, but they're 3 feet in the air, and that's more for flavor than anything else.
So I'm going to pull up my holy symbol.
Okay.
I'm going to hold it in front of me, and I'm going to cast Channel Divinity. Orders demand. The 2 flying creatures have to make a Wisdom save, or
Is that
be
an
charmed.
area effect?
Or be charmed. It is. It's within 30 feet.
I mean, but like, is it one person or is it
Multiple.
occupy?
It's any creature that can see or hear me. So I'm taking a like an aggressive type posture with my holy symbol. Say, be gone, be gone.
Get behind me, Satan.
So they have to take a wisdom throw or be charmed.
Okay, wisdom throw. 19 on that die.
Passes. That's a success for you.
I got to get this die out of there because I don't want to accidentally hit it. 16 plus 1, 17.
Okay. So they both resist the charm.
Yeah, that's right. Valid. Or did you want to move? Did you want to get out of there?
No, I don't want to move. It's an opportunity
Sure.
attack.
Maybe they act like they're charmed.
I'm going to disengage, however.
Okay, you can disengage.
So I'm going to disengage. Dempsey is up at the top of the stairs.
He's still by the front door.
The front door is as you come down the stairs, right?
Yeah, so he's to the west.
Okay, I'm going to disengage back towards Dempsey.
Okay. Valadier.
We head out to door. Valdir was before the incident, was playing calming, relaxing music. Now he's got some
my.
dark, sinister beat going on his loop. He's actually going to advance and follow behind Papa Hammerbane. He's going to cast Cure Wounds on Hammerbane for 10 points of healing.
Ooh, yeah.
And as a bonus action, he's going to use his Bardic Inspiration on Papa Hammerbane and give him
A boner.
a boner with for 10 minutes.
Oh my gosh.
He can add one of his ability checks and attack rolls or saving throws. This can be used after seeing the roll, but before knowing the outcome. So
It's just ability.
yes, ability,
Or saving
attack
throw.
roll, or
Or
saving throw.
And I think
Okay.
it's a D6, right?
It's like
Yes.
Bless on steroids.
Well, bless me.
Hold
It's
on.
not a D4. It's a
I'm gonna drop it
a
in
six.
Discord for you.
Okay, thank you. But it's ability, attack, and saving.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
And I just heard it go off. So the first one no longer has any interest in Chosk's corpse. However, he does have an interest in you, Warren. You see him kind of hover up a little. He speaks some words and points at you with his free hand. And I need for you to make a save against Ray of Sickness.
Is that dexterity or constitution?
That is a, what does it say here? It's a dex save. Is it dex?
That is a
No,
total
constitution. Sorry, con
Oh.
save.
Of, okay. That would be a total of 15 then.
15? Okay. You shake off this disgusting feeling of like wanting to retch. It takes to the sky a little bit. The other one that's on Dempsey continues his barrage attack on
Bring
you.
it. Bring it.
It's going to. And I believe that one's going to miss.
Can I do a repost?
You bet.
All right. I'm going to. So he comes down with the sword, and Dempsey just moves in for a punch. Come on, baby. That's 19 on the dice.
That's going to hit him. That's going to hit him.
All right. So this is going to be +5. Okay. So that's 9 points of damage. Punch right in the face.
Yeah, and basically you cleave his face just round your fist, just and you feel him go slump and fall to the ground. And as he falls to the ground, you see his sword begin to crack and just turn to dust.
Nice.
The one that was originally on Father Hammerbane, in fact, he had two of them, goes after you, Valadier. You
Bring
take it away from me.
Vastavanya. I'll give cigarette to baby.
14.
14. Oh shoot. Hold on. 14 will miss.
Oh, you lucky fuck. The fourth attack. Let's see. 1, 2, 3 for Father.
Bring it.
At you again, Valadier.
Alright.
That one's going to be 17.
17 will hit.
17 will hit. For 8 points of damage. And 2 points of this mind-wrenching pain as it goes through your mind. You feel like 1,000 daggers just being plunged right into your skull. Dempsey, what would you like to do? You just finished off one of them. You see
that a
Warren.
Charmed effect?
No, it's psychic damage. is
Psychic
what it is.
damage. Okay.
Yeah.
So, I think Dempsey sees the other two running towards him, and he's like, "No, the fight is that way. What are you doing?" And he's gonna run past them towards the two, and if he can make it to the whichever one's closest, just run in and just start swinging.
Okay, so towards which one?
So they're how far away from Dempsey at this point?
There's 3 of them. If
There's 3,
you were by
okay.
the door, that's the
Mhm.
direction that Valadier and Tommy both ran. So they're both probably 15 feet from you.
Mm-hmm.
The other one is down by the auction stage where Warren is at.
So he'll close the 15, and he, like as they're running by, he's just like, "What are you doing? Come on!" this way. So he'll close the rest of the distance. Whichever one's closest, he just wants to keep the fight, like bring the fight to them.
Okay.
Okay. So
You- Pick one, pick none. You want
the one on the right.
Okay.
Yeah, perfect. Ooh, that's a 16. I'm rolling hot tonight.
That's going to hit.
21. That's going to be 6 points of damage. Bonus action. Comes around with a kick. 3 on the dice.
That is not going to make it, my friend. I am sorry.
Yeah.
Warren, you seem to be mano to mano with this creature.
I just look at him and kind of just give a very annoyed sigh. My rapier, I kind of swing it around my head and say, "Let me show you how it's done." And I swing it around, and as if like gathering magic as it moves around, flinging an eldritch bolt off the end of the rapier towards this thing. That is a 17 to hit.
That's going to hit.
Get him.
And that is a ghetto crit.
Yes.
Ghetto.
That's where we like it.
So that is
ghetto.
14 points of force damage and an additional 2 points of fire damage.
You hit it, and then it bursts into flames, and you see it just splatter against the back wall of the Belhain Commons, just slumped down, just smoldering there. Tommy, or did you have anything else you needed to do?
I will move myself more onto the center of the stage so I can get a better eye on everything.
Okay. Tommy, Father Belhain.
I'm back towards I'm at the west now. How close are one of these fucking things to me?
It's right up against you. It's within 5 feet of you.
It's within touch then. Yes.
Yeah, well, Father, I'm sure you know all about touching. Ooh.
Oh, that is a sick burn right there.
Father Hammerbone. Let's go.
Okay, I'm gonna cast a guiding bolt,
Okay.
and that is going to be
Come on.
a 10.
10 will miss, I'm sorry to say.
Okay, is this one the one that I'm attacking? Is it already injured?
No, it is not.
Okay, I'm gonna take my. Yep, that's all I got. Actually, hold on. I am going to. No, fuck it. I'm gonna try to grapple this thing.
Very impressive. Okay. Make your roll.
What is that? Grapples dex
Said it was
Either athletics or-
or acrobatics?
Either one of them.
Do acrobatics. It's gonna be a 13.
13. Let's see what I get. Oh, fuck. It was a 15 and then it rolled to a 5.
Yeah.
So you hook onto this guy. Yeah. Validare, what would you like to do?
There is still one overhead, right?
In
Dempsey.
theory, but like I said, he's just flying like 3 feet off the ground. He's the one that you and Dempsey are engaged with right now.
All right. I want to attack the one that's in the air that I could still reach, not the one that Father Hammerbane has. First attack with my scimitar.
Okay.
Ooh. That is not going to be that great. That is 11.
That will miss.
And shoot, what is going on? Here we go. Second attack. Missed horribly with a 7.
Father Hammerbane, with this thing in your arms, he actually leans forward to bite you. 13,
Get a room.
Miss.
miss, and will try to bite you one more time. And that did even worse. The one that Dempsey and Valadier are fighting, 1, 2, 3 for Valadier, goes after you, Dempsey.
Yes.
17 on the die, that's going to hit you.
Big old miss. Oh,
Oh, for 3 points of damage, with the
3.
weapon.
What kind of damage is this?
That's a slashing damage. Sorry,
Slicing damage.
slicing
Pain damage
slashing
hurts you.
and 1 point of psychic damage. Man, I couldn't have rolled worse. You guys are having a great time at my expense. Dempsey, what would you like to do? You want to do something about that?
Yeah, the sword comes across his chest, and he's just like, ah! And yeah, he's gonna punch the thing in its throat. Ooh,
Good
and
old
he's gonna
throat
miss.
punch.
Does a 15 hit?
It does not hit. I'm sorry to say.
The blood's kind of in his eyes. He's just swinging wild. Can I move? Because I know how this one goes, and just circle, do a little circle around, so I'm away from Valadier.
Yeah, I had this conversation. Was it you I was talking to about this? With the whole
Sidestepping.
no, like when you move around somebody, I realize that they consider it leaving a threatened square, but I actually think that's bullshit. I think as long as you're still attached to
Yeah,
your
that's how the
opponent
rules.
within 5 feet, that it's not considered leaving
Yes.
the threatened
Just
area.
doing a
So,
little
yeah,
Muhammad Ali kind of
exactly. As long as you guys are, because facing is not a thing. So
My understanding is it's not leaving a threatened square; it's leaving an enemy's threat range.
yes, and that's the way how I took it. And somebody tried to tell me one time, well, if you move from one square to another square, even though it's still attached, that you've left the threatening square. I'm like, but I haven't left. I'm still threatened by the guy, so I'm not leaving his range. So yeah, go for it, Dempsey.
Sure. So he'll just kind of circle around behind. So maybe even give that nice little flanking bonus to Valadier.
Very good. Where am I? Warren.
So I can see Dempsey and Father Hammerbane both engaged with these things, and then is there still a third one up?
No, you took care of the third one.
Okay.
There's only 2 left. One of them looks like it's been damaged. The other one doesn't look like it's been injured at all, and that's the one
Okay.
that Tomy's with.
Okay. Looks like Father Hammerbane needs a little assistance, and I will fling another Eldritch blast at him.
Okay.
Uh,
I hope you roll a 1.
Well, hold
hope.
on. Yeah.
You hope. Unfortunately for you, I rolled a 16, so that's a 22 total.
Very good. Give me some damage.
Oh my god. Freaking another ghetto crit. So that's another 14 points of force damage and 2 additional points of fire damage.
And you smoked the one that he's holding on to, trying to convert.
Nice.
Give me your life, your soul. Explodes right in front of his arms. Just pastes
Just
him.
like ichor all over Father Hammerbane.
So, Tommy, you're holding on to a corpse. What would you like to do?
Get this thing off me. What is this shit? I dump the corpse off to my side and stand up.
Okay.
Where is the other winged fucking asshole at?
It's engaged with both Dempsey and Valadier.
How
It seems
far?
to be between them. They're probably like 15 feet away from you.
And that one has been damaged or not damaged?
Yeah, that one's been damaged.
Okay, I am going to
Keep him alive for questioning. No.
I'm gonna do a guiding bolt again.
Okay.
14.
Will miss.
Okay, I'm gonna stop my action. I'm gonna finish my turn.
Valadier.
Valdir, again, trying to hit this thing with the scimitar. First attack.
Flanking.
Flanking.
Fuck him
That
up.
is a 19 to hit on the first one
That's going to hit.
for 6 points of damage.
Okay. What do you got next?
Second is 21 to hit.
That's going to hit.
And that is going to be another 6 points of damage.
And as you pierce him with the second attack, you almost see it smile at you and say, Wait till the master gives more to you. And it just peels out of this life. At that point, you see pandemonium in the amphitheater. The people that were hiding under the chairs, including the Baroness and Arnold, Heinrich, everybody gets up and starts running. And you see like the peasant people, they start running out the door first. And then you see a large ball of fire just come from the entrance of the door, smoking everybody that's trying to get out. You see easily 15 people just turn to char and just crumple right there as you see this winged creature come up over the amphitheater and nestle down right at the mouth of it, and you see this large flame drake looking down at all four of you. Just see you next session.
Nice.
I don't remember him being part of the auction.
Right?
Yeah.
VIP only, bitch. Get out.
He
Let me see your card.
didn't like being outbidden on the grizzly bear. Thank you for joining us once again on Roll the Hard 20 podcast. Remember, you can find us and subscribe to the show on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, iHeart Radio, Amazon Podcasts, and Audible. And if you like what you're listening to, leave us that 5-star rating and review. We've also got a YouTube channel at Roll the Hard 20, so if you're into watching, head on over there and hit that like bell, and don't forget to subscribe. We can also be found in the wild on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, so don't forget to check us out and look for us out there. You can also contact the show directly at rollthehard20podcast@gmail.com, or head on over to the website at rollthehard20podcast.com, where you can also download the current show directly and view our archives and galleries. We got a lot of interesting stuff posted there, so head on over. And finally, join us on our Patreon page at patreon.com/rollthehard20podcast, where you can become a hard slinger and pick up swag. So until next session, keep your dice warm and your glass topped off as you roll those hard 20s.